In the heart of the South African countryside, where the sun dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with hues of crimson and gold, there lived a young boy named Jabu. He was the son of a farmer, living on a sprawling farm nestled between the rolling hills of the Free State province. Jabu's life was deeply connected to the land and the creatures that inhabited it. He spent his days exploring the open fields, learning about the different crops, and helping his father with the daily chores. The farm was a thriving enterprise, with rows of maize, wheat, and sunflowers stretching as far as the eye could see. One day, while out on a walk, Jabu stumbled upon a crow with a broken wing. The bird lay helpless on the ground, its sleek black feathers ruffled and dirty. Jabu's heart went out to the injured creature, and he carefully picked it up, cradling it in his arms. Without hesitation, Jabu took the crow back to the farm, determined to nurse it back to health. His father, Themba, was a kind and wise man who had always taught Jabu the importance of compassion and caring for all living creatures. Together, Jabu and his father crafted a makeshift nest for the crow, using twigs and straw to create a comfortable and safe space. Jabu fed the crow every day, using a mixture of mealworms and seeds to sustain it. However, despite his best efforts, the crow would often peck at Jabu's hands, causing painful wounds.
This crow is going to keep hurting you, Jabu. Maybe it's time to let it go.
But Jabu was resolute. He refused to give up on the crow, convinced that with time and care, the bird would recover and fly again. Themba, sensing the tension between his sons, sat them down and shared a story about the importance of perseverance and compassion.
When I was a young boy, not much older than you, Jabu, I found a wounded duiker on the farm. It had been attacked by a predator and was badly injured. I took the duiker in and cared for it, just like you're doing with the crow.
What happened to the duiker, Papa?
The duiker recovered, and eventually it was strong enough to return to the wild. But before it left, it would often visit me, and I could sense a deep connection between us. That's what happens when we show compassion and care for another living being.
I see what you mean, Papa. But what if the crow doesn't recover? What if it keeps hurting Jabu?
Then we'll face that challenge together, as a family. But for now, let's give the crow a chance to heal, and let Jabu continue to care for it.
As the days passed, Jabu continued to tend to the crow, feeding it, cleaning its wounds, and talking to it softly. The crow, sensing Jabu's kindness and compassion, slowly began to trust him. It stopped pecking at Jabu's hands, and instead would gently nudge them with its beak.
Jabu, you're a miracle worker. The crow is actually starting to like you.
I told you, Sipho. With a little love and care, even the most wounded creatures can heal.
But just as things were looking up, disaster struck. A fierce storm rolled in, bringing heavy rains and strong winds. The farm was battered, and the crow's nest was destroyed. Jabu was devastated, fearing the worst for his beloved crow. In the aftermath of the storm, Jabu and his family worked tirelessly to repair the damage. They rebuilt the crow's nest, and Jabu continued to care for the bird. Slowly but surely, the crow began to regain its strength. One day, as the sun shone brightly in the sky, the crow spread its wings and took to the air. Jabu watched in awe as the bird soared above the farm, its black silhouette a stark contrast to the blue sky. The crow circled back, landing gently on Jabu's outstretched arm. For a moment, the two simply looked at each other, a deep understanding and connection between them. Then, in a movement that seemed almost like a gesture of gratitude, the crow gently nuzzled Jabu's cheek. Jabu smiled, feeling a sense of joy and wonder. He knew that he had formed a special bond with the crow, one that went beyond mere friendship. As the days passed, the crow became a regular visitor to the farm. It would fly in every morning, perching on Jabu's windowsill, waiting for its daily ration of food. Jabu loved watching the crow, marveling at its intelligence and agility. Sipho, who had initially been skeptical of Jabu's decision to care for the crow, had grown to appreciate the bird's unique personality. He would often join Jabu in feeding the crow, laughing at its antics and marveling at its beauty. Themba, who had always been proud of his sons, couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and wonder at the special bond between Jabu and the crow. He knew that his son had learned a valuable lesson about compassion, perseverance, and the importance of caring for all living creatures. As the seasons passed, the crow became an integral part of the farm's ecosystem. It would help to control the pest population, chasing away snakes and other predators that threatened the farm's crops. Jabu, Sipho, and Themba grew to appreciate the crow's importance, recognizing the vital role it played in maintaining the balance of nature on the farm.
Papa, I'm glad I didn't give up on the crow. It's taught me so much about compassion and perseverance.
I'm proud of you, Jabu. You've shown that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a profound impact on the world around us.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm orange glow over the farm, Jabu knew that he would always treasure the lessons he had learned from the crow. He had discovered that compassion, kindness, and perseverance could overcome even the greatest challenges, and that the bonds of friendship and love could cross even the most unlikely of species. For more stories, please click below, like and share.